you're gonna end up with some pink freckles. Ew, 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 ew. Oh. Whoopsie daisy. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a much hyped, much anticipated video that I have been teasing a lot since one of you, yes, literally one of you, that's all it takes, asked me to do this video. She was like, I'd love to see you compare all the cream blushes, and I was like, me too! So, you know, hundreds of dollars later, I have so many tiny little pots of colored cream in front of me, and we're going to talk today about every cream blush in my collection, of which there are aplenty, more than I'm going to use in my lifetime before they expire at least. We're going to draw the differences between each one so that you guys don't have to go and spend hundreds of dollars on cream blushes and you can know which one you want without having to try them all. Hence why I have a YouTube channel. And if you are into rambly clean beauty videos, I think I might just be your girl. Grab a snack and some hydration before you start one of my videos because I am not short of word, but we do have a lot of fun here on my channel, so maybe consider subscribing before you leave. And guys, let's go ahead and jump into talking about all these cream blushes. Now, you know that I love cream blush. In fact, you know that I just love blush. Blush is kind of my thing. I've been thinking about putting out merch. I asked you guys about it. I think that the first thing that I'm gonna do is like coffee mugs, just because I love coffee mugs. I love interacting with coffee mugs. I love coffee. And I think that one of the suggestions that got one of the most upvotes was more blush. Or like never enough blush. Something of that persuasion, because that has been the theme of my channel, is people every once in a while commenting being like, wow, that was a lot of blush, and other people commenting and being like, you must be new here. So in no particular order here, I'm going to start with the Olio Osso Balm number 2. This is kind of a viral product. You see it a lot of places. It is associated with that very easy face that might go along with a J. Crew aesthetic or a Madewell aesthetic. They sell this in both of those places, I'm pretty sure. The whole idea being, and for a lot of these being, that they are cheek and lip products. They're meant for like that natural girl on the go. I get it. That's what I'm going for too, but the truth is, it actually takes a lot longer to put on a dewy, no powder face of makeup than it does to go full beat. That said, this right here, I got in the shade, I have no idea. It's this color. Either way, guys, I don't love this because it doesn't have enough pigment to it to really qualify for me. I want something that is going to be highly pigmented that I can blend out and not have a ton of product on my face. This is, let me just, I don't know, like, that is one swipe. It's almost nothing. And yes, it comes in several shades, and I've swatched a lot of them. I've had the opportunity to swatch them, thank goodness, because they are in stores. I'm really not impressed with this. And I mean, I think it probably would make a great lip balm, you know? Like, it's just very, very low pigment, very, very balmy. So, I don't know, using this as a cheek product doesn't really do it for me. If you already have a gorgeous, rich skin tone that when you wake up in the morning, you're just kind of pleasantly surprised every day by how beautiful your skin is, maybe you only need a little glossy wash of color on your cheeks, and like, by all means, but this is not cheap either. Homegirl is $28. Like, $28 I spent on this. And I regret all of it. I probably won't use it. My skin never looks good enough in the morning that I'm just like, yep, I just want some lip gloss on my cheeks. Like, that's never happened to me. This might work for some people, but this does not work for me or people with my skin tone or people who have anything that they're actually trying to accomplish with blush. So that might be no one. Next, in no particular order, I just really want to get this out of the way. This is the Beetroot Cheek and Lip Tint from Aire Perez. I got this for free from Fall Lane. I have 10% off, I believe, any order on Fall Lane down below. Fall Lane is a clean beauty store online. They're fantastic. They carry everything that I love, and they were kind enough to send me a whole bunch of stuff to try. They sent me the RMS Living Luminizer, which has become like a part of my absolute every single day routine. There are a lot of things that they have sent me that have been total holy grails for me. This product is not one of them. So, first of all, that is a right terrifying color of pink. Then, when you go to blend this out, Oh wait, you waited too long. It made a highlighter mark. You have no time. You have no time to blend this. It completely dries down in the shape that you put it on your skin. And so if you were to like dot it on your cheeks and then try and rub it in, good luck. You're gonna end up with some pink freckles. If you wanted to put this on a brush and dab it up, good luck. It's going to soak into your brush and it's going to dye your brush forever and ever, because that's what beets do. While I think that the intentions were really good here in taking something like a beet that's so naturally beautifully pigmented, that also, if you've ever eaten it, turns everything fuchsia when you interact with it. This behaves just kind of like beet juice, okay? There's no technology here. There's nothing more than the sum of its parts, and it's an incredibly difficult, frustrating, and potentially ruin your entire face of makeup kind of product, and I don't think it's a very flattering color. I got it in the shade Fun. She's fun, all right. Let's move on to something that I am in love with. This is, if you are new here, the Onomie Boosting Lip and Cheek Stick. This was very always on my list, tempted me, but I never really sprung for it because it's expensive. It's $30. But I did ultimately spring for it because I wanted, again, this to be a very exhaustive review, and I know that a lot of you guys would want to know if this was worth your $30, especially if it isn't worth your $30. Oh, guys, I hate to break it to you, but this is absolutely beautiful, and I wear it like every day. I wear it every day, and I've used almost none of it because, look at this. So I always put my stuff on. Always. Lately, who knows, I might change my mind again and go for a sponge, but lately I've been using this Thrive blush brush to put my cream products on, and this is so pigmented that it takes almost nothing to get this amazing saturated berry color on your skin. I think that it would work for all skin tones because it is a wash of color. That's going to be the differentiator with a lot of these, is that some of them have opacity and almost coverage to them, which makes them not great for deeper skin tones because they'll come off a little bit ashy. And then there are ones like this that almost are like this really rich pigmented watercolor that if it's a color that flatters your skin tone, the formula is going to work for everyone. And that is the case with this. And I mean, it's not exactly a wine tone, it's more of a berry, but I have discovered over the years of doing my channel that these berry tones, these wine tones, are really, really scary looking for someone as pale as me, but they actually end up being really flattering on pale, kind of golden undertone skin. This is no exception. So yeah, you can use this kind of on your cheeks, on your lips. I do kind of just dab it on my lips with my brush while I'm, you know, putting it on my cheeks, but I never apply this directly to my skin because it is so pigmented, and I see that as a good thing. Now, I will say, I also sprung for their little brush when I bought this, and this is supposed to, you know, help you blend this, and it's fine. It's just so dense and so stiff that it will just push all your makeup around. I think it's a great idea, and if you are only wearing this and maybe a couple other products on top of it that you're maybe putting on with your fingers or something, then this brush is great, but it doesn't fit into my routine because I do tend to group a lot of cream products on my face at one time, and it will just kind of remove them as it's putting this on, and I need something that's going to just apply it. And that's why I like that Thrive brush. But yes, this is such a win. This is like a 10 out of 10. If I'm smashing or passing, pass, pass, smash. Okay, another one that I love that is in a similar shade to like I'm talking about. It's one of those kind of scary looking shades that actually ends up blending out really, really beautifully on pale skin. This is the Olio Multi-Stick in a Fine Romance. She's absolutely beautiful, and the thing that this really has going for it is that yes, it warms to your skin and it does spread out really beautifully, but it is a little bit more matte. So you don't end up, if that's not what you want, because I would say that the Onomie, super dewy, like almost glossy, but you don't have to put very much on because it's super pigmented. This, super pigmented, but it stays relatively matte. So you don't end up with that like sticky texture on your face that can sometimes drive you crazy. I really, really like this. I love it for wintertime when I'm at my palest. I would say that when I want to rock a really, really pale look and not try and bronze myself up, this makes me look like, everybody say it with me, a Nordic child running through the fjords. This is so unbelievably flattering. The formula is absolutely gorgeous. I would recommend going to Sephora though and trying some of these, because while the formula is gorgeous and the color works on me, they have a lot of different shades. They even have like highlighters and stuff. So definitely go check it out. It's worth checking out. It's worth the money. It's not cheap, but again, it's so super pigmented that it's gonna last you forever. Ew, 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 ew. Oh my God. I literally just tried to Google a product, made a typo, and Google just auto-loaded some kind of preview image of like an eye disease, and I'm not okay. All right, so next is a somewhat viral product, and my God, their packaging is so beautiful. Not necessarily on this, this is pretty, but their eye soot is in this like little magical container. Anyway, I digress. This is the Rituel de Fille. I speak French, I don't. Inner Glow Cream, and whoopsie daisy. When it was shipping, this is what happened. This is how it arrived to me, but A, it's still usable, and B, Credo just refunded me for it. I was like, hey, this is kind of a problem, and they were like, keep it, and here's your money back. And I was like, that's great customer service, so thank you, Credo. So the shade that I went for here is Frenzy. It's kind of everywhere. This gets all over me because of the way that it's shipped. And I probably could scrape it back into the container, I just haven't had the will to do that. And I did opt to get it in this really deep berry color. I don't really know why. I think it's pretty. And I also wanted something with a little bit of shimmer in it. I just kind of wanted to diversify because a lot of my berry tones don't have any shimmer in them, and I was like, oh, well, let's see how it goes. $29, and it is gorgeous. I really like it. It is one of the balmiest, creamiest ones, but it's also one of the most pigmented. And so, yeah, that looks crazy, but if I use like this much of it, it's this unbelievably beautiful, moody plum on my cheeks, and I love it. It also goes down pretty matte, but it stays rougey in the sense that, God, it just keeps moving around. That's one of the things that like you have to be careful with sometimes. Some of them want to dry down. The Olio will dry down. This one doesn't really dry down, even though it does have a very similar texture to the Olio once it goes on the skin. Now, I will say I tested all of these for wear time, and like, some of them I don't even think are worth wearing to begin with, so, you know, wear time doesn't really matter. The wear time on this is excellent. It's very, very long. As long as you're not reaching up and touching your face just like any other makeup, this has excellent, excellent wear time, and I'm very impressed by it. One of my best friends, who was one of my bridesmaids, wears this all the time and wore this at my wedding, and it lasted all day on her too, and it was super, super beautiful. And I think that I would love to try it in different shades if I didn't already own so many cheek products at this point. So I am saving the best for last. Stay till the end, I'm going to tell you what my favorite one is if you don't already know. This is the Noto Multipenne stain, lip and cheek stain. And you guys, this is $26, and I've used almost none of it because, all right, I need to find like a clean swatching spot here. I just don't really think it's that big of a deal. And Noto is definitely trying to do the right thing in so many ways. They put a lot of emphasis on it being genderless, which is interesting to me. That's a cool angle to come from, but this is such a teeny tiny amount of product for $26. Like, I really expected this tub to be bigger when it came in the mail. Let's see what happens if I like put that on my lips. It's a little more orangey than the other ones that I have. A lot of them kind of skew more wine berry, and this one kind of skews a little more tomato, which I'm not sure is my thing. It kind of is like a here comes Khakis lips situation. Here comes Khakis lips, here comes Santa Claus. I haven't really liked using this, plus it's minty, which makes it, I feel like, a much more apt lip balm than a cheek balm. Mint will make my lips all plump and everything like that, but it'll make my face red. That's not what I'm going for here. I'm going to control the flush. I'm going to control the blush that I'm putting on my face. I don't want the chemical that's in it to make my skin turn red out of irritation. Mint is wonderful for plumping my lips. I do really love it for that. It's my like first choice in lip plumper, but I don't need that action on my cheeks. So this is definitely a pass. All right, let's talk about RMS. Now, the only ways that I've actually tried the RMS blushes is in this compact. I do have other RMS products in the little tubs, like in the full-size tubs, but I never felt compelled to purchase either of these in their large format because I just really, couldn't get excited about these. There are some really hardline RMS stands that will literally just come to an RMS video to see if you agree with them, and if you don't, they will just crap all over your video. It's so weird, the different products and the different brands and the different YouTubers that have these really hardline stands that will just like hunt the internet for something to piss them off about. It's crazy, but RMS is definitely one of them where like I made an RMS video, and if you don't watch it all the way to the end, you think that I don't like it, but it's called RMS My Change of Heart because like halfway through the video I go, oh, I get it. This is actually really beautiful. It's just very different for a lot of really good reasons, but people don't watch all the way to the end and they just crap all over my video, and I'm just like, it's very evident that you didn't watch the whole video. That's not my fault. But anyway, the big appeal of RMS is that it's all low heat. So all of the bioactive ingredients have not been heated to the point where they're not useful to your skin anymore. There are tons of products out there, I don't know which ones, that have great ingredient claims, but they've been heated to the point in order to process them and package them and what have you, make them more shelf stable, make them last longer or whatever, where, you know, they list all these ingredients, but, you know, RMS would argue that the ingredients don't really mean anything because they've been overheated and they've lost their usefulness. That's why with RMS products, you really have to warm them up because they haven't been heated. They haven't been like pre-digested. You have to do a little bit more work to get them to go on your skin. I have the shades Beloved and Demure in their lip to cheek, and I think that these are very pretty. These just never really made it into heavy rotation for me. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get like a visible swatch of this pink and it's just not happening. These do kind of run the gamut of wash of color versus opacity like I was talking about. So we have Demure, which is the pink one in here. Am I pointing to the right thing? Yeah. And it's got a little bit of opacity to it. It's a little bit of coverage, like it's got white behind it essentially. And the other one, which is called Beloved, the red, is more of just a clean wash of color. And while I really like these, I think that they're beautiful. One thing that's kept me from kind of having them in heavy rotation is how annoying this packaging is. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, you're supposed to stick a brush in it. Oh, well, you're supposed to stick all the stands. They've all got opinions. But the point is, this has never made it into my routine. And by that fact, I just kind of have to pass on these. In the grand scheme of all the things that I have, yes, great skincare, great ingredients. I love the bioactivity of them and everything like that, but there are a lot of products in this space. And while these are good, they are not the best. And I don't think that they are worth the very high price tag that you will pay for them. Okay, oldie but a goodie. We're gonna talk about the Glossier Cloud Paint here because we can't talk about cream liquid blushes without talking about Cloud Paint. The thing that is worth mentioning about Cloud Paint is that it is in a category all its own in terms of application and texture. So if you were to put this on with your fingers, you need like that much product. It's going to go on in this crazy, saturated, beautiful way that then just continues to blend and blend and blend, does eventually kind of dry down. Not completely, like you can still move it, but it does have a difference in texture between when you first put it on and when it does dry down. And the way that I like to put it on is actually with a sponge. It does soak up more product, but I've literally never finished a Cloud Paint. By the way, this is in the shade Storm. This is my shade of choice. I have, I think, given away all of my other Cloud Paints. I might still have the corally colored ones somewhere. I can't remember. Beam? I think I have Beam still. Puff is way too opaque. It's like this baby pink that it's not super flattering and it doesn't work on a lot of skin tones. Dawn is super crazy orange and does not flatter me. I think one of the comments that I got on the video where I tried this was like, if she would have just blended it out a little bit more, I think it would have worked. Y'all. No. No. That's like traffic cone orange. Looks unbelievable on deep skin tones. So beautiful, but like, no. So I've pretty much gotten rid of the rest of them just because they do have this opacity that makes them kind of hard to work with, and I feel like Glossier has come a long way with those. They've really learned, they've listened to their audience, they're very good at listening to their audience, and they put these two out essentially to work for all skin tones, and I will say that Storm is just such a win. It is just such a home run. This is just one of the great, I mean, I still use it all the time. It's so beautiful and it's relatively inexpensive compared to all these. It is not chock full of skincare the way that the rest of them are, but it is also not going to offend your skin, I don't think. and she's $18 or $30 for a duo. So, I mean, you know, if you're in the market for this kind of thing, the thing that's so beautiful about this stuff is just that it really doesn't behave like a balm. It behaves like a liquid makeup. It's just odd. Like like I said, it's in a category all its own, and you just have to kind of experience it. If you want to see how they work in action, I have several videos of me using the cloud paints on my channel. So just go, there's actually a search bar. You guys can always use the search bar on my channel and just search Glossier or search cloud paint, and you can see me applying it. I do have a couple of little samples here, because I didn't want to buy the full size of these before I made a decision. And these are Chiara-Wise. These are the Chiara-Wise cream blushes. I have Blossoming and I have Lovely. And by the way, guys, Detox Market will sample anything for you. It's like $7 for 5 samples or something like that. And that like includes shipping and everything. It's not free, but it's fantastic if you're wanting to figure something out before you spring for like a $48 blush. These shades, while I love them, I do, are like makeup in the sense that they have actual coverage to them. When they sheer out, you are going to end up with probably the most opacity out of any of these products. And that actually really, really surprised me. Look at that. Like, yes, that's a beautifully intense pigment, but you cannot see my skin through that. That's not a wash of color. It has a lot of coverage to it. Most skin tones could get away with wearing this formula, but you definitely could get into an area where some people would find this to be ashy on their skin, especially the lighter shades. And that doesn't mean that I think that this is a total pass, because Chiara-Wise is so full of beautiful ingredients, so incredibly beneficial to your skin, that I think that it's worth trying some shades if you're interested in it. But I want to give you guys an exhaustive review, and one of the things that I notice about this is that it's very painty. It has a lot of white in it, has a lot of backdrop opacity to it, and isn't just kind of this universal formula. So it bears mentioning. Let's talk about a classic here, and I am going to finally order every single thing that I don't have from Thrive. Like, I don't have their little eye highlighter, I don't have their liquid eyeliner. There's just a bunch of stuff from them that like has fallen between the cracks for me, and then I'm going to do a gigantic what's worth it and what's not from Thrive, because I think that that is just the essence of my channel. A lot of you guys have really come here because of Thrive, and I do a lot of Thrive videos. I love their products, I love the brand, I love Carissa. And I do think that there are some things that are just total holy grails for me, like so good, nothing will ever replace them, dead serious. And then there are things that I'm like, just, they were working the kinks out, you know? So this is one of those products where they were working the kinks out. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Triple Threat, I think. It doesn't say it on here, but yeah, it's called the Triple Threat Stick. And this is in the shade Olivia, which I bought because, well, that's the brush end, khaki. I bought this because I love an orangey coral on my skin. And I thought that that's what this was going to be. In fact, it does look, right? Like it's going to be this really pretty coral color. Here, let's just, I'm gonna end up with blush all over my body. Wow! Wow, 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 that's so pink. It's so pink. It is such an unflattering shade of pink on me. And if you guys are interested in these and you have them like at home, you don't actually have to use this like this. This little brush ingeniously unscrews from the mechanism, and you can use it on the go to blend these kinds of things. And the formula is medium. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's bad. It's just different. It's very powdery. Like, it really goes down to a powder. So much of Thrive's aesthetic is more of a made-up aesthetic, and so this has never really made sense to me in the context of the rest of their collection, because they do have such beautiful powder blushes, but I get wanting to kind of accommodate everybody. But if you put this on top of a foundation and then you try and blend it with a little stipply blush, try to say blush and brush constantly, you do just end up like marble mouth. If you're trying to put this on with a stiff brush, you're gonna push the rest of your makeup around, because it just takes a lot of effort to get it to blend. Bear that in mind. I do know that Carissa, this is not news to her. She's like, Olivia is too pink. Basically, like, we wanted it to be a coral. It's just cool to kind of grow alongside a company and watch them really like grow up and blow up at the same time. It's fantastic. But yeah, I would say that their Triple Threat sticks were probably the most disappointing. Definitely don't think that in, the grand scheme of cream blush products that this really like makes the cut. And I've saved the greatest for last, guys. And I really am sad to say that it isn't cheap. It's not cheap. And it's one that I did buy a sample from Detox Market of and make some decisions on shade before I bought it. And fortunately, the one that I ended up liking the most is the one that you can buy almost everywhere. This is the cheek tint from Tata Harper. This is the only Tata Harper product that I own, and I want more, but I'm going to need to have lots and lots of money burning a hole in my pocket in order to justify that kind of thing. Although I've heard her skincare is wonderful. Do I really want to get myself in that hole? Anytime I run out of a cleanser spending $100, like, I'm not sure. But this is pretty practically priced, all things considered, and I'm not saying that her products aren't worth the money. I know that her ingredients are exquisite. I don't think her products are overpriced. I just can't afford them. I guess that's my point. Anti-aging neuropeptide blush. Really? Wow. Yeah, so they've called this many things, but this is the anti-aging neuropeptide blush from Tata Harper in the shade Very Popular. I am so obsessed with this shade. This is, one of you guys asked when I was doing my kind of like creamy look last week, they're like, do you shove your brush directly in the product? Most of the time, yes. I will say with the Cruise from Onomie, I have to put that on the back of my hand first. That's why I have so little of it used, is because it's such a beautiful, like super highly pigmented product that I actually have to like spread it out first. This you can go directly on the skin with, and it is like the perfect blend of shade, formula, and wash of color. And so I'm so sorry, Tata Harper. I really haven't made any room for you on my skin here. But so, look at that shade first of all. It is this perfect neutral tan rose blush color. It's pink, it's brown, it's orange, it's peach, it's perfect. There's a reason it's called Very Popular. It's probably because it's a very popular shade. And even though it's very highly pigmented, as you can see, it doesn't have any real opacity to it. Like where it is spread out, I can still see my skin through it. So as you pile this up on your skin, you're not getting weird differences in opacity or things looking built up or cakey. It just always blends out and looks so beautiful and plump. And I do really believe in the ingredients in this product. So like I said, she's $39. It's not a cheap cheek product, but if you're gonna use the heck out of it, you know, I'm the one sitting here surrounded by a bunch of stuff I'm never gonna finish. If you're gonna spend the money, make sure it's on something you're gonna use. So the smooth blendable cheek tint gives your cheeks the perfect pop of rosy pink. Our creamy formula gives you a naturally flushed look while minimizing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. This concentrated formula includes 8 sources of plumping hydration, 3 sources to minimize the look of wrinkles, and 6 sources of vitamins and minerals. Tata Harper is not playing around, you guys. When it comes to ingredients, this brand is not playing around. She has the guts to charge what she charges because her ingredients are proven. They're fantastic. And so this has been one of my like almost prouder purchases. Like I'm happy and proud to use this every day because I'm like, I'm doing something really nice for my skin and it's so beautiful. So I am actually wearing this right now. What I'm wearing right now is actually the Kosas bronzer, this, and a little tiny bit of the Onomie Cruise on top. Honorable mentions, guys, but that I think are just sort of a pass. The Josie Maran Vibrancy palette, I think that there are better uses of your money out there. The pigmentation's not really here, and the opacity is hard to get past. It's like Leslie Knope in Parks and Rec when she always talks to Anne and she's just like, oh, you're so beautiful. You've never actually had to worry about X, Y, and Z. Like, I feel like that's Josie Maran. Like, she just wakes up beautiful every day. So she's like, makeup is fun. Makeup is easy. When you have this like perfect, you know, Chrissy Teigen mocha skin tone that just looks good with everything. Like, yeah, it's easy to sell makeup, but this just doesn't work for most people. And I'm kind of over Argan Oil, I'm gonna be honest. It just doesn't do it for me. So guys, oh my gosh, that is so many products and I'm so happy to finally get to share them with you guys because I tease this all the time. I tease that this one's my favorite because it's my favorite. And I will link all of these below so that you guys can check them out for yourselves. If you have any more questions about cream blushes or any other brands that you want me to try, because I know that there's actually been a few that have come out recently. There have been some lines that hadn't done a cheek product before and they've just recently put one out or something like that. Let me know down below. We can always do a second installment of this video. blushes are kind of my thing, so I don't mind buying more and trying more. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, do go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I hope it was helpful for you guys, and if you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. Thank you so much for watching today and for hanging out with me. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.